Minnesota Mandy, named after a state. She likes to eat candy on top of her steak. She's an archaeologist that just can't quit looking at old things. She's Minnesota Mandy. This is her YouTube page.
Minnesota Mandy here. Good day, adventurers. I am excited that you guys are here with me today because you caught me in the middle of one of my favorite things to do, and that is going on a nature walk. I love the flowers, I love the birds chirping, and I especially love to hug trees. Man, I love trees. It's amazing. I also love parks, and that is where my nature walk led me, is to the park. I wonder if we'll find our third clue here. But before we look for our third clue, let's first recap what we've learned over the last few weeks. First, we learned all about what God's most valuable treasure is. Do you remember what God's most valuable treasure is? It's people. That's right. Next, we learned all about how we can trust God. We can trust Him to lead us into amazing things, just like Abram. The reason Abram trusted God and the reason we can trust God is because He wants to have a relationship with us, because we are His most valuable treasure. Now, let's check out this park and see if we can find our third clue. Wait a second, I think I see something over there. Look, I found a safe. It's got a code on it. I bet our third clue is inside this box. But first, I need to figure out which 3 numbers I need to unlock the safe. Let's go sit down and figure this out. Okay, I need 3 numbers. But it could be any 3 numbers. Let me try 1, 2, 3. Ugh, that wasn't it. Maybe 3, 2, 1? Ugh, that wasn't it either. Okay, let me try a few more things. Wait a second, what is this? There's a piece of paper taped to the back. Do you see it? Looks like a phone number. Let me call it. Maybe the person with this phone number knows the code to get into our third clue. Hello? Grandpa? Is that you? Well, I'm just calling because I found your phone number on the back of this box that I found at a park. Do you, by chance, know the code to get in? You do? What is it? Oh, the code is 516. Can you guys help me remember that? 516. Great. Also, Grandpa, did you change your number? Oh, okay. Okay, have fun on your nature walk. All right, gotta go. Bye. Okay, do you guys remember the number that we need to get into the box? That's right, it was 516. Let's check it out and see if it works. We got in. That's awesome. I was right. It's our third clue. It looks like we're gonna need our treasure map to decode this clue. Do you guys remember what our treasure map is? It's the Bible. Let's check it out. Okay, our treasure map led us to Genesis chapter 15, verses 1 through 6. Some of this verse we've already read before, but there's definitely some new verses in our clue. I wonder what's gonna happen. Interesting. It says, sometime later, Abram had a vision. The Lord said to him, I don't know if you've noticed this, but all of our clues have been God talking to Abram. Let's see what he said. Abram, don't be afraid. I am like a shield to you. I am your very great reward. That sounds exciting. But Abram said, hey, wait a second. I don't think any of our clues have shown where Abram talked back to God. Let's see what Abram had to say. Lord and King, what can you give me? I still don't have any children. My servant comes from Damascus, and when I die, he will get everything I own. Abram continued, you haven't given me any children, so this servant of mine will get everything I own. Okay, so Abram had some concerns. He had some questions about the things that God was promising him. What is it called when you and I, or Abram, have a conversation with God? Maybe you don't know the answer. The answer is prayer. Prayer is just a fancy word to describe us having a conversation with God. Let's see what God had to say back to Abram in this conversation. The Lord said, when you die, you will have a son of your own. He will get everything you have. Abram believed the Lord. The Lord was pleased with Abram because he believed. So, Abram's faith made him right with the Lord. Interesting. So here we see God gave Abram a promise. He was leading him to his most valuable treasure, which is people. But Abram had some questions. He had some concerns. He couldn't yet see the whole picture. But through a conversation or a prayer with God, Abram was able to have faith and trust that God would do what he said he would do. But not just God doing it, God was gonna use Abram to do it. All of us are getting ready to do something really big. You guys are getting ready to build a brand new building, to make a place for all of God's treasures to come and be in his house. But for some of us, that may seem like a really big deal. You might be thinking, I don't have any money. I don't know how to use power tools. How am I gonna help build a building? But what if I were to tell you that you can ask God those questions? You can pray just like Abram and say, God, what do you want me to do to help make a place for your most valued treasure? Let's think about that this week. Minnesota Mandy, out!